Wish TV, your home for complete coverage of Indiana's total solar eclipse.
The countdown continues as the total solar eclipse in central Indiana is weeks away. We caught up with Brian Murphy, director of the Holcomb Observatory and Planetarium at Butler University. He shares there will be quite a few things to pay attention to.
And a lot of people will look to the skies that day, but meteorologist Ryan Morris tells us why you should also pay attention to the ground.
During a solar eclipse, it is no surprise that most people will have their eyes on the skies with the protection of solar eclipse glasses. Something you may want to pay attention to as the solar eclipse is happening in central Indiana on April 8th, 2024, is actually the ground.
Look for something called shadow bands, which I saw for the first time in 2017. And it's like you have snakes crawling everywhere.
This phenomenon will appear as the eclipse is getting very near totality. They appear within 15 seconds to 1 minute before and after totality if the skies are clear. Shadow bands are very tough to photograph and are similar to the twinkling effect we see with stars. You will notice wavy contrast in the light on anything that is uniform in color, like a blank sheet of white paper if one is to set it on the ground. However, shadow bands are not the only thing at the ground level you may notice. Now, for us in Indianapolis in central Indiana, this is something we should watch out for. If we have the clear skies, you can look towards the ground as the partial eclipse is at least beginning. Remember, once we get to 100% totality, those crescents won't look as good on the ground. And they're created by a tiny pinhole-like effect shining through the leaves onto the ground. Now, tree leaves aren't the only way you can see some of these crescent shadows.
You can poke holes in a piece of paper and spell your name out, and you'll get it all in crescents down on the ground. So there's all these cool things you can do. You don't necessarily need leaves.
If you do not have a pair of solar eclipse glasses, poking holes in a piece of paper will be a great alternative in seeing how close we are to totality. A kitchen strainer is another cool way to see these crescent shadows. Butler University will be hosting an eclipse festival that is free to the public on April 8th from noon to 4:30. If clear skies are in place, crescent shadows will be much easier to pick out on the ground. I'm meteorologist Ryan Morris for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook for more updates.
And for more information and updates on coverage of the solar eclipse, just go to our website, wishtv.com.